Once you find yourself in conflict with a narcissist, it's a virtual guarantee they're going to start playing head games with you. That's why I put together a new course. It's very extensive called Anger Games. I'm going to teach you how to manage anger and conflict with a narcissist. There's a link below that's going to show you how to register, and I hope that you find it to be very insightful. One of the identifiers of narcissism is these are individuals who must appear superior. It's not like they want to, they must. They think of themselves as better than you, and they're not very bashful in many ways that they try to do that. They have to have the best opinion, they have to be in charge, they have to remind you of your deficiencies over and over. But in doing so, they don't even realize that the more they try to be superior over you, they actually sabotage their own personal well-being. And the focus that I have when I try to talk into this space of their alleged superiority is I want you to see that the reason they sabotage themselves is because in trying to be superior over you or anyone else, they lose their sense of humanity. And as a result, they become less than a decent person. And I don't find that to be a superior way to live. I want to walk you through some of the things that go on that illustrate that they not only are trying to be superior, but in doing so, they're kicking their own selves into the ground or into the ditch, because it's going to be so essential for you not to get caught up in all of the condescending messages that they want to send to you. Now, first and foremost, when a person thinks of themselves as being allegedly superior, they take delight in creating pain in someone else. It's not a very fun or pleasant thing for someone to say, I think you're beneath me, but it's like, oh good, I found someone who's beneath me. That makes me feel better. And so your pain becomes their gain. Does that sound like a really solid way to live life? No, and that's what I mean when I say they sabotage their own selves by doing that. In addition, they see no redeeming value in you. They have such a binary way of thinking. You're either excellent or you're terrible. You're on my team, you're not on my team, that they have no ability to say, well, even though there's some flaws there, there's some good things there too. Let's talk about that. They can't go into that space. They can't see, another illustration of how they have alleged superiority, they can't see their role in your demise. You see, they can't see your humanity because they won't admit their own humanity. Maybe you've had a struggle, you've been frustrated and agitated because that person has been so harsh and difficult and impossible to get along with. They don't see that. All they see is, well, you brought it on yourself. No, you're a part of this too, but again, they can't see that. Or in addition, when they try to hold themselves as superior, they've lost touch with your core dignity. And that diminishes you, of course, but that also diminishes themselves. When you're not unable to see the dignity of the person in front of you, you're a lesser person, not a superior person. Now, in addition, and this, we're going to kind of go into the animal kingdom on this. With animals, once they taste blood, they want more. With that allegedly superior narcissist, when they taste blood, so to speak, they become greedy for more ill-gotten power. That's a very sad way to live. They think, ooh, I like being the top dog. I've got to have more. And they get more and more unreasonable in the way that they deal with you. Going a little bit further, they refuse to admit, let alone discuss or work on their own frailties. And there are a lot of them, but they're so focused on keeping you down that they don't examine the one person they can actually do something about. Their superior status, allegedly, is accompanied by contempt, or I might say it a little bit more strongly, it's fed by contempt. Okay, let's think about that. Is that an excellent, superior way to live? Yeah, I'm going to commit myself to contempt and hatred and anger. That makes me a better person. That's a sabotaging way to live. In addition, the reason they can't go any further is because they've committed themselves to their own haughtiness. They live with a type of hubris And when I say hubris, it's like it's an exaggerated pride. I am so special that I have no need to be accountable to anyone. That's how much of a special place I occupy. And then, in addition, by insisting upon being the ultimate, they don't see it, but they've actually become cartoons. And when I say a cartoon, they've become a distortion of reality. They've become a joke, and they don't even see it because they think of themselves as the gold standard. And then in addition to that, we can say that part of their superiority means that they have a chronic, ongoing, judgmental approach toward life. They have no conception of love, acceptance, kindness. It's all about where you stack on the grading scale, and they have to be on top. So you look at those kinds of patterns that they're in, and they have this alleged notion that says, "Oh, I'm at the top of the stack." And my thinking is, you have got to be kidding me. That shows such poor insight. Basically, when we talk about these individuals, we're talking about someone who has lost any semblance whatsoever of love. These are individuals who require, their attitude of superiority requires an absence of emotional balance. It's not balanced when you're doing like this, one up and one down with each other. So they're imbalanced from the get-go. It also says that their effort to be superior. It's a transparent need on their part to compensate for something. They're feeling very inadequate, but if they can make you look even less adequate, then they somehow win. And it shows that they have almost zero insight. And when I say zero insight, it doesn't even dawn on them that they need to have that insight in the first place. So you look at a narcissist who comes at you with all of this superiority, and you've had so many experiences where this has happened. They have to have the best opinion. They have to tell you how to do things. If you don't act according to their requirements, they're going to go into anger. It could be in rage. It can be in passive aggressiveness. It can be ignoring you. It can be chronic criticism. I mean, there's so many different ways that they show it. And I'm hoping you can see, wait just a minute. I don't have to play along with this. This is a pattern of life that person's in. It's an alleged superiority, but actually it's a very pitiable and unhealthy and sick way to live. I don't need to stay in that space. Now, let's keep in mind that in the process of treating you lowly, that allegedly superior narcissist has become lowly. And that's such an ironic, that's such a strong insight that's so ironic that they simply completely miss. To them, success comes by way of denigration, humiliation, psychological annihilation, psychological assault, and a commitment to condescension. That is no way for a person to live, and yet somehow they think, you need to be what I am. I'm so much better off. And I'm thinking, oh, please. So do you understand why I use the term alleged superiority? And do you understand why I say they're actually sabotaging themselves by acting in this kind of way? What kind of person would think to themselves, yeah, I willfully choose to treat people repeatedly with disdain. That's what I stand for, and that's how I prove myself to be a winner. So I hope that when the narcissist comes at you with all of this condescension toward you and all of the stuff that goes along with it, rather than you thinking, this is going to destroy me, or I've got to make them think differently, I'm hoping you can think, it's so ludicrous. I'm not even going to go into that space. And if I go into a high arguing, and if I go into the pleading and appeasing mode, I'm playing along with their game. I'm not going to do that. I find no delight in trying to elevate myself by denigrating other individuals. It just makes no sense. And I'm hoping you're going to go along with me on that. Basically, each individual does have the need for dignity, respect, and civility, like we talk about so much on our website here or on our channel here. I hope you can be a kind of person that says, I'm going to stay in that space. And when the narcissist says, well, all of that belongs to me, but it doesn't belong to you, then I'm hoping you can see, well, in doing so, they've taken themselves into a loser's track. And I don't say that with any great delight. But I don't want to go into that space. So my perspective is, If I'm going to err, if I'm going to make a mistake, I'd rather make a mistake in the direction of showing dignity and living into dignity and treating people with as much of a sense of equality as I can muster. And the narcissist says, that's not what I do. And I'm thinking, yeah, and what you don't see is you have made yourself that cartoon. You've lost what life is about. You've lost a sense of real healthy meaning. I'm staying as far away from that as I possibly can. I'm going to build my sense of well-being by helping build someone else's sense of well-being. That's equal to equal. That's giving to you what I would rather receive within myself. That makes sense to me. So I'm hoping with this insight, it'll just take it that much further down the road towards you being able to stay free from their clutches. Now, if you haven't already done so, I would encourage you to hit that subscribe button. We're going to keep more videos coming in your direction. I know there are times when you have a need for therapy to work this out. You know that I've spoken about this so many times. I have a sponsor, people at BetterHelp.com. There's a link below that will take you to their website. There's a team of licensed professional therapists that you can choose from. It's so helpful and necessary to have that person that can put an arm of encouragement around you and say, I want to know you. I want to hear you. I want to understand what's going on with you, and let's walk it through so that you can be your best version of yourself. So as the need is there, please go through the link and get the help that you need. I'm hoping it will prove to be life-changing for you. In addition, I have my online classes, my courses. We have a brand new one now. It's called Anger Games. It's about how to manage your anger when they try to play games with you. It's very extensive. I'm very excited about it. And so there's a link below that will take you to the Anger Games. In addition, we have my other courses, Ready, Set, Connect. This is me about boundaries, free to be, and they're all on our website as well. I think that you'll find them to be very helpful. And it's, like I say, it's like taking an online class. In addition, I also have my webinars on our website. They're different. They're a 90-minute presentation. And then in addition, we have access to my podcast and many articles. So in my books, make yourself available to our resources. Okay, a person that says the way to be a winner is to denigrate you is somebody who not only has lost their way with you, they've lost their way within themselves. And they sabotage their own sense of well-being. They don't see it. They don't get it. But I hope that you can. And the more you realize that that's a bankrupt way of living and you choose the much better path, I hope that you'll see that it takes you truly into that place of emotional steadiness that they don't have. And then in the end, I hope it helps you find your place of peace.